Yo, what's up, y'all? See, to make sure that I could be heard, that we officially live and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Do, 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 do. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Are we live and direct? Man, YouTube is crazy, bro. All right, we live. Click on the link. Are we live? I think we are live. All right. What's up, y'all? My boy Q just hopped on here, so I'm about to get him on. Tonight I'm doing something a little different. Normally I do broadcast lives on a Monday night, giving you to you raw and real. And tonight, this time we're doing something a little different. Normally I come on here and talk about sports, but I felt like talking about music tonight, about hip hop specifically. Because of a video that my homeboy Q did, who, like I said, just joined. Um, let's go ahead and bring him into the fray right now.
Oh,
Q,
there you go.
good, my brother.
I thought something was wrong with my end.
Nah. You good, man? What's going on with you? First off, let me formally introduce my brother, man. Q of the host of the brand new Stay With It podcast, coming to you live on Wednesdays. Congratulations, my brother.
Appreciate that, my boy. Appreciate that.
No doubt, no doubt. And I told you on text behind the scenes, man. I was like, man, once you start putting yourself out there, bro, it's only gonna be a matter of time for you doing your own thing and you out here popping on your own, man.
Shit, but see, that's the whole misconception. I ain't about to be on my own. You know, that's a damn lie. We
But
locked in.
oh yeah, for sure, for sure. So before we get started on this conversation about hip hop, I want to first play the video that you posted on Instagram last night. Because it really sparked up this idea to have this conversation with you. Um, so let me go ahead and pull this up right now. And if y'all don't already, as y'all see it come up on the screen, please be sure to like and follow the Broadcast Network Instagram page. At Broadcast Network, y'all see it right here. So let me go ahead and play your video, and I'm gonna let you elaborate on it a little bit more.
You hip hop niggas kill me, bro. Like, I was just watching somebody, I ain't gonna call out no names, but they're constantly getting frustrated and upset with hip hop artists doing things like repetitively and going with the flow and trying to be like everybody else so they can be on the quote unquote charts. But they want, at the same time, get confused when they see nobody is charting and they're upset that nobody is charting. I thought we didn't care about the chart. So you can't. That's where I'd be confused. Like, do you want us to be charting, or do you want us to actually appreciate the art? I just want to know then when did our art form that started in our community get when did we just start judging ourselves off of like what other people thought about us that don't look like us? See, I'm really starting to see through a lot of you niggas. You niggas don't love hip hop like you say you do. Because if you did, you would know like this art form is perfectly fine. Like there's niggas out here really rapping their ass off. There's a lot of fantastic music. Like you do know the radio is like that much percentage. And even in your heyday of hip hop or, whatever niggas is talking about is, the best eras of hip hop. Like at one time, Public Enemy and Two Live Crew existed at the same time. Like we can have Sexy Red and Killer Mike exist at the same time. Like you listen to what you want to listen to. That's what I'm realizing is you niggas is listen to what you want to hear. And if you don't like something, you can turn it off. Like you don't have to get upset. Like you're scrolling on these feeds and seeing all the bullshit. Well, you're choosing to look at it. Like the same thing goes for like bullying on social media. Like I never really believed in that shit. Like you just turn off the phone. But then it lies another problem. Like you're actually addicted to your phone and not like the bullshit you see on it. But anyways, man, like hip hop is just fine, bro. Like niggas is really rapping their ass off. And there's people out here with better messages than the shit y'all hear on the radio. Listen to what y'all want to listen to, bro. But don't keep killing and condemning what you hear because you choosing to listen to it. That's the fucked up part. Like, you don't have to listen to it. Chill out.
And I stand on it.
There'd be the bite. Okay. So a lot of excellent points in that video, I thought. However, like I said before, I did disagree with certain parts of it, but please elaborate a little bit more on why you said that, made that video, and why you just said that you stand on that point that you made last night.
I mean, like, to me, bro, like, I don't, when I was speaking about that, right, I'm not necessarily talking about like the kids and what's being pushed on the youth necessarily, right? I'm talking about grown people that can make grown folk decisions, that are choosing to indulge in the bullshit and then constantly say that it's nothing but bullshit. You're choosing to give in to the bullshit when there's like, the radio, like I said, is literally like a microcosm of what's really going on in hip hop. Hip hop is wide and vast. There's so many styles. There's so many forms of hip hop these days. It's really a beautiful art form. The art, the root of it all, is really what I'm talking about. I ain't talking about the charts, the numbers, or what's perceived. I'm talking about the pure art. If you still love the pure art form of hip hop, it's in a great space to me, and that's what I was saying.
Okay, and I think that is an excellent point. But where I disagree with you at Q is that I think at this point with hip hop is no longer about the art form anymore. I think now hip hop, if you really think about it, hip hop is pop culture. The type of music, if you listen to the sound of the music, whether it's quote unquote black music, quote unquote white music, it has a hip hop sound to it. Look at the fashion. It's all hip hop. Everybody, we walk around, see white kids out here sagging and wearing flags and all that type of stuff now. I think that now, because it's no longer about the art form anymore. So I don't think we can just judge it based on the art form, because you talked about radio, and I have experience with radio. Shout out to 102 Jams. If you got the Odyssey app, please listen. But in terms of just the radio, like going out there, because I always thought the same thing. I was with you. Like, I always thought, man, ain't nobody listen to the radio no more like that. But when I was going out there with them and seeing the people and seeing how they interact with the DJs and stuff like that, man, it's a lot more people listen to the radio than you think. Like, they listen to it in their cars. They might not listen to it when they're in their house like they used to, but they definitely listen to it in their cars. And I think a combination of that, and also, like I said before, just how influential hip hop is now, I don't think we can no longer judge it just straight up on the art form. Not like between us. I mean, we both hip hop heads, so we can talk bars all day. We can go back and forth. But on a granular level, I think it's too much of a culture now compared to just the art form.
But I mean, but to me, that in lies the problem. How did we trade? When did that trade happen? Like, why does the art form have to suffer for the culture? But that's, to me, why can't that exist going hand to hand? That's my whole point. Like, you can't when, but that's why I was saying last night, like, when did, like, we start judging our bars of excellence on what other people thought of us out in another community, when the roots of it, where it started at in its purest form, was for our community. It has evolved to another place, but why did it have to be the it had to be at the expense of the integrity and the art form, the pure art form, which is just music in general?
Yeah.
You don't see that with any other genre of music. How did we end up boxing that out? Like, where did we go wrong over time to where, like, and I agree with you on that point that it has become that. But to me, like, the people that purely love hip hop, that's who I'm talking to. The people that claim that they purely love this art form is really gonna go digging for the real culture of it, for what it really stands for, and not, and at the same time, not necessarily condemn the people going for the radio, because they get into a check. At the end of the day, we all hustlers trying to get to a bag.
Right.
So I don't never, I don't never, I can't say too much about nobody trying to get a bag. Their messages said in the music, maybe. If you feel like it's that detrimental, because again, I feel like what's pushed on kids, I want to talk about what's being pushed on kids. And your point about the radio, yeah, plenty of people listen to the radio. There was more people that became Nelly fans. It was the radio. We wouldn't have known about a lot of people if it wasn't for the radio. Just like a lot of kids would now. But what's being pushed on them, what's being pushed on grown adults, is like two different things. I feel like grown people are wilding out way too much. And if you really care about this culture, you're gonna really go looking for who really got the bars out here. I'm still talking about not even the old heads. I ain't even separate the old heads out of this. I'm still talking about the Larry Junes and the Russells out here, bro. Mossy. Like people who really rapping out here and giving real game and talking about some real shit. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, and I agree with you wholeheartedly on that point, because I think for myself, like I said before, we both hip hop heads. You just said it yourself. We gonna go seek that out. We really are. We gonna go out there like Larry June. Like you put me on game to Larry June. I was like, oh man, like dang, like this is I like this. You know, same thing with Griselda and by and other people that we've talked about in the past and we've been putting each other on to. But I think that, and I just think that the culture now is it's about money. Like you just talked about, it's about getting the bag. Like now it ain't about the lyrics anymore because there's too much money in it. Like you see, and this is something that my fiance said. She said this when we was watching BET Awards, and I thought this was a real interesting point, where she was talking about how the industry now, instead of pushing the bars like we would want to see, like, man, we listen to a lot of these rappers, we don't want to hear that shit. Cause we like, man, ain't no bars, ain't no substance to it. But she said that the way that the industry influences people, the way that they push people to the directions, it drowns out the bars because it's more about the image. It's more about, okay, how can this person go viral on TikTok? Like, can they put out a record? Not even, it don't even have to be a record. It could just be a 2-bar part of the record that could this go viral on TikTok? And that's where the money is made, because I think because we're no longer necessarily in an era where you can just make money doing what it is that you like, that just making a wave in your own lane. Like, I'll give you a great example of this. And just like everybody else has heard me on this show and any other platform I've been on, Currency is one of my all-time favorite rappers. I mean, purely, he can rap his ass off. He got a vibe. He different. He set himself apart. But the thing that made Currency set himself apart, it wasn't the bars, because he can rap with anybody. We've seen it on the Alchemist joints that he done put out, the Harry Fraud joints that he put out. But it was the marketing. It was the idea that, yo, I'm gonna go out there, I'm gonna push this Jet Life merch, I'm gonna push this Jet Life lifestyle, and that's what's gonna make me be my own individual. But the thing about Currency is, like, if I say Currency's name to you, you're gonna know who he is. But if I go, even because you talked about old heads, if I go to my pops, be like, yo, pops, one of my favorite rappers all time is Currency, he's gonna be like, who the fuck is that? Because he goes based off the radio. And that's not to say that he's not a real fan, but I think that hip hop is a young man genre, and once you get to a certain point, you're not gonna really seek out all that stuff. You just gonna find who you like, and you're gonna stick with that. And then the people that pop off, you're gonna hear their records on the radio, and then you may fall in line with that.
Indeed. Man, it's all to me, man, people like what they like. I love ignorant shit too.
Don't we all?
ESTG is my favorite young nigga in the game right now, even though he about the same age as us. In the hip hop game, he's a young nigga in the game, right?
Right.
I love that shit. But all I'm referring to is, it's just like, we cannot be out here like, people really get wrapped up into this shit way too far and get way too deep with it. Like, I dig what you're saying with the BET Awards, right? Like, you have brought up the fact the other day, like, you was watching BET Awards, you was like, who are these people? Facts. Yeah. I'm right there with you. But it's like, okay, even though I look at it like that, it don't mean somebody else don't know these people.
Yeah, that's true.
You feel me? It's just like, okay, I don't fuck this shit, but my brother is 18. He might know everybody on the damn stage.
Yeah.
So it's a generational thing, bro. And I think it's just, It's just high time that people, like you said, just find what they like and stick with that instead of like critiquing and criticizing on everybody else's shit. At the same time, I do think a time is now coming to where like hip hop is about to be separated, like into like, you know how they have alternative rock music,
Yeah.
punk
Hmm.
rock music, like have all different types of rock music. I think that's what's about to start happening in hip hop, bro. Hip hop needs different, you know, we need different sections. We can't just keep grouping. We can't keep grouping Yeet with Tupac. And
Yeet with you.
that actually that's no actually no disrespect to Yeet. He just has his own lane and his
Yeah.
own fan base for people that love him. So, but they should be grouped in with somewhere else. Like the purest form of hip hop is not that, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. Is what I'm saying.
Okay.
That's just the evolution of music. Period.
Okay. Okay. So
Just like the hip hop in its earliest form is the blues.
elaborate. So speak on that more.
It's what because it's all the same basic formula. Is people that come from dark, dirty places singing and rapping about their woes,
Mm-hmm.
where they come from, how hard life has been, how far they've come, and where they are now. It's the same shit. If you've ever listened to Rod Wave, that is like a modern day BB King. It's the same thing. He's depressed just like they were in the 50s.
Yeah.
Same shit.
Those are excellent points, Q. Like I agree with you wholeheartedly, and I love the point that you made about now it's time to separate the different versions of hip hop because there's so much. The hip hop genre is so oversaturated now. Like everybody, you remember the era where everybody just had a mixtape?
Exactly.
Like
Everybody.
everybody had a mixtape, and I think that's really what kind of caused a lot of these issues within hip hop because and people we talking about the state of hip hop in 2023. Uh, this oversaturation of hip hop now to the point to where people don't know what's real and what's not. And I'm with you on that. I hate that because at its purest form, it's such a beautiful art form. And the thing that I hate about it with this evolution and thing that's happened now is that people will go out and listen to these rappers, and I ain't gonna name no names that couldn't rap on a piece of a damn tinfoil. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? But they out here talking about some man that Rakim was weak as shit, and it's
Right.
like, man, Rakim is the pioneer as to why you are able to rap in all these different ways. Like when people before Rakim, everybody was rapping literally the exact same ABC sort of style. But when Rakim came out, he changed the game and he made it so where you can go out and put your own lane and rap your own style. And it's just real disrespectful to the culture to see how not only how it's evolved in a lot of ways where people now they don't even care about the bars anymore, but just how people treat the past and the influencers that came before them.
Yeah, bro. Hip hop is the most disrespectful genre, and that's why that's why I was saying like I think both sides uh from the old heads to the right now to the up and comers, they all should just respect each other for their part in all of this,
Right.
because where we are now in 50 years, bro, 50 years has changed so much
Mm-hmm.
of not just music, just culture. The
Mm-hmm.
world has changed. Even past the world has changed so much since hip hop started. People were pop locking and spinning on their backs on cardboard, and
Yep.
now hip hop's such a beautiful thing, bro. Because, but back then, it was also more monetized. It was also more restricted. When hip hop
Okay.
first came out, it was just the Bronx,
Yeah.
specifically, not even New York, just the
Just the
Bronx.
Bronx.
Much less fucking Compton
Mm-hmm.
or now in London when they doing drill music. Daddy, it
Mm-hmm.
was literally just the Bronx.
Yeah.
So I think it's a beautiful thing now that we can find new rappers coming out of Delaware and Maine, and like because everybody has a story.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem in lies, and this is why we need to start separating it, is the the lack of respect for the past, like you're talking about, that's exactly why I think it needs to be separated. He believed, like, a certain person right now might think Rakim was weak because hip hop ain't that no more.
Right.
Like, he don't identify with it because it's a totally different thing. It's not even close. And again, I'm not even saying like that's a bad thing. It's just not that anymore.
Right.
But
right.
what to my point is, there are still people doing that though. And if you want that, you can still get it from people out here. It needs to be a separation. It needs to really be a separation from the sheeps and the goats, really. Of who and what is what. And then from there, bro, if they are going for the best things on radio, if they are looking for this at some point, it must be separated. At some point, we should stop. At some point, we should stop expecting young kids to identify with them back there. Young NBA niggas might not connect all the way with Wilt Chamberlain.
Yeah.
Because they're looking at him like you was playing with dudes our height. And you was 7'9" or whatever. You know, Wilt Chamberlain was Paul Bunyan in them damn days. But it gets to the point where it's just like it gets so far removed that you have to separate it. Like, it's at a mass level, it's not going to be respected because it's just so far removed.
Okay. And those are excellent points, Q. Because I and that's free, and that what you're giving out is free game, because I think that there's a lot of up and coming MCs out there, and I said MCs because that's what they are. They're MCs that really need to understand the history and understand how they can utilize that history to their advantage. Because something else that we're seeing a lot now is, and we've seen this in the past, but we're seeing a lot of people sample old hip hop records now. Like I remember when like Nelly was out when I was a little kid, and now I'm hearing people sample over some Nelly, and I'm thinking like, dang, like I remember the original song. And so that's why, the points that you made about not only just separating it, but also just having that respect and understanding, okay, things have evolved. That's a beautiful point. So, but the next part of your video that I wanted to talk to you about, before we really dive deep into some of the rappers out now and just some of the things that's going on, you talked about getting approval from people who aren't from the hip hop culture. Just explain that a little bit more, why you think that we shouldn't, as a culture, go after that.
Don't nobody in no other culture have anybody else from the outside tell them what to do or what's hot, what's cool. The Mexicans, the Puerto Ricans, the Dominicans listen to the same beat over and over again, and they fucking love it. Bad Bunny. You think these rappers is repetitive? Bad Bunny is repetitive, and it hits every time.
Yeah, Bad Bunny is nice. I like Bad Bunny.
But if you listen to that fucking music, it's the same shit, but it hits every time. But they don't let anybody else from the outside come and tell them it don't. That's my whole point.
Okay.
Again, why are we the ones and this is something way deeper than just hip hop. This is just one of the pieces that we have constantly let other people control what's cool, when we're the ones who set the precedence for everybody's cool.
But do you think that's why people want that type of validation? Because, excuse me, if we are so influential, like look at rock and roll, like rock and roll is black music. I don't care how many white boys out here doing metal bands and all this other shit. Rock and roll is black music at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Do you think that's why we seek that validation, because everything has been taken from us so much?
Man, look. At some point, bro, you have to look around. And this is why I kind of understand a little bit where people like the Dame Dashes come from. It's just like, until I know that you are 100% for my people, I cannot do a deal with you
Mm-hmm.
until I see it with my physical eye.
Mm-hmm.
If I see you do one eensy beats and sucker shit, you out. Because we cannot allow it. Because you give a nigga an inch, he take a mile, bro.
Yep.
You never let a nigga slide one time. It's a bobsled team. Like it's, and that's what has happened to us. You let little shit slide back then, and it was over. If we created hip hop in the 70s, and I've heard the old heads own this, bro. From the beginning, we should have been running that shit.
Yeah, hell yeah.
From the beginning, shout out to the people who was doing it, the Russell Simmonses of the world, people like that. But even he still had white boy backings, and I'm not here the one to tell you not to do business with white people. But I'm here to tell you need to vet out and really do your due diligence before you do these business with these white folks, bro. Because they will do like they've been doing since the beginning of time. They will take your shit and then will tell you what you supposed to fucking do. What's hot on TikTok, what the kids like, what their kids fucking like to listen to.
Right. TikTok ain't even an American thing. The Chinese are capable with that.
And they're watching you.
Right. Tracking every move.
Tracking your every move. The Americans are too, but it's worse that it's them. Bro, it's killing me. Like it's shit like people have chosen. It's just like people have chosen to just be, and that was just my big frustration. It's just like, okay, do y'all not want us to give a fuck about the charts, or do you? And that's where the separation must come into place. We gotta let people do what they want to do, instead of trying to throw it on the whole on the whole art form. And you got old niggas out here rocking outfits they ain't got no business rocking. I done seen some of these old heads, bro.
Yeah.
I can't say you can't be old and be fly. Shout out to Fat Joe. He fly every day.
Yeah, every day.
Some of these niggas is really out of pocket.
Yeah, but and see, and my thing with the charts is just we've set a precedent for too long. Like historically, hip hop has always been at the top. That's why I say hip hop. People want to talk about what is the true American music form. Hip hop is that, because no matter what hip hop does, every genre will try to take from it. Country, look at country music, man. Country music is about guitars, drinking beer, getting your heart broken, getting into bar fights and shit. But even that, they rapping on it now. Taylor Swift had to go out and get Ice Spice because personally, and I don't want none of the stands to come after me, because you know them we seen it with Victor and the Britney Spears stands, man. I love Taylor Swift. I do. But
she is their Rihanna.
Right. But musically, she had to go in the hip hop space. And if we want to be real honest, she probably wouldn't have gotten as popular on a black level if it weren't for Kanye West. But that's another conversation.
Yeah.
That's another conversation for another day. But still, it's just all these artists, all these other forms, they see hip hop and they try to take it and they try to use it for their own, man. Even we talk about country music. Look at Limp Bizkit, man. Even back then, they was doing it in the early 2000s, bro.
Yeah.
And so I say that all to say, for us as an art form, although we shouldn't seek validation from the outsiders, it's a damn shame that the outsiders can come in and steal aspects of our culture and get credit for that and get pushed for that and be able to get the recognition for that, compared to us, where we inherently as black folks got to work twice as hard to get just a piece of the pie. And once we get to that level where we've worked hard and we've made it, damn it, I want the whole motherfucking pie. I don't just want a piece. I want the whole goddamn pie.
I mean, bro, they feeding their families for generations off the backs of our labor, bro. Sound familiar? Now, I'm not necessarily saying that it's slavery. No, because they get compensated well, and it's not just their fault that we ass out here. It's our fault too for not being educated.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was one thing for the early generations. That was one thing, bro. At some point, it's got to start clicking on a mass level. Now, I did hear some real shit though that Simba said in an interview. They asked Simba about his masters. He was like, "Well, do you want to own all your masters?" He said, "For what?" He said, "What I'm gonna do with them?" First of all, I don't know what to do with them, and two, I'd rather own a little piece of something than a lot of nothing.
It's very true.
So like, that's brilliant. And like knowing first is knowing what you can't do. Knowing what you can't do is knowing what you can do. First and foremost, people really need to get a grip, bro, and really realize something. That one, we do need ownership, but first, don't just go start jumping off the bridge. Learn something. There was something that I did in school that many people I don't do anymore. I think you will resonate with this. It was called opening a book.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
think I think you're familiar with opening books. You know, I find it to be a thrilling piece of, thrilling part of my day is opening up a book. If you want to hide something from a nigga, put it in a book. That's dead ass true.
Yep.
And it's embarrassing, bro.
It is.
And it's why we're here. And this is why we're here at the point. And it's so crazy because you wouldn't believe it's that deep, but it actually is. Still ties all the way back into the whole fact that we are judging the charts by what white people have told us. Why? Because they wrote the fucking books and they read those fucking books. And they know what they're doing. This hip hop shit as we used to know it, that form of it, I agree, that is gone. Yeah. On a mass level, this hip hop shit is and don't even bring up to me you think it's crazy now? Oh, wait till people start sounding over their voices to this AI shit.
Oh man. Oh, they when I heard Michael Jackson doing In the Club on YouTube, bro. First I was amazed. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was amazed. I was like, oh shit, Mike killing this. But at the same time, I knew we in trouble, man.
You just wait for that one rapper who just does one song. All he got is a dope ass voice. And he just sell off his voice. And people make him a fucking millionaire.
Yeah, it ain't even just that. I'll tell you another perspective from that as well, because I'm glad that you brought up AI. Because first off, all black people out there, regardless of your income level, if you got access to a phone and you can get on Instagram and Twitter, you can go on get on Chat GPT and learn whatever it is that you want. You can establish a business plan, all type of shit on there. Please, black folks, get on there, master that shit. And even if you just work a regular 9-to-5 job, please get on there, because AI is the future of everything. It's going to start taking your job, so you better learn how to use it right now. Free game for you. But getting back to my point, though, is what about white people that's starting to write songs where they saying nigga and all type of quote unquote black ass shit, or I ain't gonna say black ass shit, nigga shit, and they using black voices for AI, and that's how they starting to get their careers up, and they just remain faceless. You know, they not even putting themselves out there. They're not even putting their face, or they going out and getting a black person to play them and using them as a shield. It's crazy, man.
But we better do about the future.
Right.
And that's my whole thing, bro. Like, I just got to the point, I just refuse to be one of those people that say, so what are we going to do about it? Nothing. Oh. But that's the best y'all got? Like, yeah, they fucked this up, but what you going to do about it? Nah, shit. Vote.
I don't know.
Fuck you mean? I think we're going to vote. You're going to vote. All right.
Yeah.
Yep. So voting has worked well for us so far.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not on here saying don't vote, but damn it, it's not all that you do.
Right. Go out and help people. Go out and put out the effort in your community. Go out and not only vote, but talk to the people in your city council. Go to the city council meetings. They're open to the public. A lot of people don't understand that city council meetings are open to the public. So if you see something on the news or something on Twitter, something that you don't like, man, go to your city council. Write a letter. Q, you are the best writer I know. Writing a letter is a lost art in this world. Writing period is a lost art in this world, man. But go out and write a letter to your governor.
It's so beyond, bro, that they don't even, they have no fucking clue, bro. Niggas is on social media looking at the shade room trying to find out who's Nick Cannon's next baby mama, bro. Like, it's just out of pocket. Like, meanwhile, your neighborhood is decaying around you, and you talking about, oh no, I guess I'm gonna vote for who?
Why? That's the other question. Why? Why are you voting for them? Not because they're
Facts.
Democrat. Not because they're Democrat.
Again, and you
but
know
give me
what?
some policy.
When people say, when you ask a question like that, people look at you and be like, oh, so we not to vote? No. I asked, why are you voting? I didn't say don't vote. I just asked you why. And 10 times out of 10, it feels like people don't know why.
Yep, they doing it because they programmed to do it. And you talked about you got to go out and get this information. That is why we're here on the Broadcast Network. To get that information. Even if you don't feel like reading the book, damn it, we'll tell you the books to go to. You could go look up the quick notes online or something. But that's why we here. We here to give you that. And y'all make sure y'all tap in to Stay With It Wednesdays. My man Q is hosting that. And if y'all haven't already, please be sure to like, share, subscribe, comment what y'all thoughts are, what we've been saying so far. Follow Broadcast Network on all your social media platforms, please. Also follow Stay With It on all your social media platforms as well. So you talked about separating things by genre within the hip hop space. That brings me to a good next point, which is some of the good bright spots in hip hop in terms of the different areas that we see in 2023. And I'll start first by I love now, although I do think that it's part of the reason why hip hop is kind of where it's at. I love the female representation that we're starting to see in hip hop. I love the fact we starting to see a lot more female rappers out there in the forefront. And I want so much to see the different genres, like you said, the different layers of female rap artists out in the mainstream, not just a Lotto or a Cardi B out there, or City Girls that's out there known for shaking ass or whatever. But what about a Rhapsody that's out here rapping her ass off, and from North Carolina? Shout out to her. Even a Glorilla ain't out here doing that. She talk about doing hood rat shit with her friends, and I love it, man, because it's so different, it's so unique. But just talk about some of the bright spots in hip hop that you have seen so far in 2023, and just why you say that.
For me, the best two albums, my favorite two albums this year are Killer Mike's album, Michael. I think that's an absolute banger. I was out in Puerto Rico listening to that one, boy. I wanted to go free some slaves or something. I feel like it wasn't even slavery, but I feel like I wanted to free some slaves. Go back in time like Chappelle and shit. But that damn Larry June, bro. That Great Escape, Alchemist. Now that's a white boy who is serving the black community well. Alchemist is serving the black community well. Alchemist might be my favorite producer in hip hop right now today.
Dead ass. Maybe for me, he might be up there all the time. I hate to say
he is one of the all-timers.
He might be number one on my list all the time. I hate to say
one of the all-timers. I wouldn't say number one because, God bless Kanye West, but he was crazy with it. He was crazy. And Pharrell and plenty others. But, man, that damn... And something I love about Larry June, bro. Somebody explained this to me so well. Larry June literally just raps. He literally just talks about what he does in the day, and it sounds dope as fuck.
As hell.
That's it.
As hell.
That nigga said, he said, I gotta drop my kid off at school, wash my hand, paid some bills. I was just like, oh, this nigga is this. That's it.
But that's a player shit, man. He taking care of his kids and out here paying his bills. Like that's a player shit, man.
That is it. And I love to see stuff like that catch on. I love to see Larry catching some traction, bro, because it's people like Larry that need to catch that traction.
Mm-hmm.
This man is the first man I've ever heard rapping consistently on every track about eating healthy.
Yep.
Every track he's drinking a smoothie.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking love it. Like it's just like he rapped about it so much. He'll rap about it so I'm like, damn, I think I want a smoothie. but like when people say like hip hop don't have like an effect on people, it does, and it can be spun in a positive way. And Larry is one of those. Larry, La Russell, I am down with the whole La Russell movement. He doing them concerts in that backyard. I fucks with La Russell heavy. It's just people like him, Killer Mike, bro, the David Banners of the world. It's just you listen to and shout out to some more like the underground rappers too, with the Rome Streets of the world. I'm talking about the Rock Marcianos.
Stove God.
Rock Marciano can rap circles around damn near every nigga in hip hop. I promise you.
Yeah.
Your boy Currency, who still after so many years is like still motherfucking underground kingpin somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Freddie Gibbs. Freddie Gibbs, despite his shenanigans, is a rapping ass, bald headed ass nigga, bro.
Yeah, man.
Freddie
He been putting out some real good music, man.
Bro, Freddie be going off, bro. And hey, niggas be sleep on that Jim Jones. Jim Jones ain't just balling, bro. Swear to God, y'all better leave Capo alone. That man be rapping his ass off, bro. But yeah, like right now, like I'm big on the Mozzie train. I fucks with Mozzie heavy. My favorite trap nigga to go to right now. So I already said the positive shit. Now let's go to the unpositive shit. Which is so crazy. Even when you listen to the unpositive shit, like you still get jewels.
Yep.
Like how many years have we listened to Gucci Mane and T.I. and still got jewels? Plenty.
Yeah.
My main goes to for ignorant shit probably ESTG, Key Glock.
Yep.
21 Savage. And we all know 21 Savage has been started to make a transition to being more, or of a lyricist. Because 21 Savage is, dare I say, one of the most underrated rappers in hip hop.
Man, he's evolved so much. Because I remember when I first heard him, I was like, man, I don't really know. I don't know.
Wrong.
But over time, lyrically, he's one of the few rappers like ever that I will say he actually really improved lyrically over time. He didn't stay to no formula. He ain't stick to this. He got better. He like one of them players that you see in the league where all they gotta do is get in the gym with some better players, and you automatically just see it. Like, oh nah. He got it. He got
it. But he showed us him, and I think G Herbo did a good job of this too, bro. It's showing us like in real time how people grow up.
Yep.
Like we all do fucked up shit. They just so happen to have a camera in front of their face.
Yeah.
And be rich at a young age, bro. Like we all, if you put a camera in front of any of us at their ages when they got money, we be in the tabloids too.
Yeah.
We'd be down bad for some dumb shit.
Yeah. Probably got shot at a few times. Niggas was threatening us on Twitter and this.
Exactly.
Rap beefs.
I'm really proud, bro, because for me, I don't really look at the young boys as lost cause like that, bro. You can tell like the drugs be having a hold of these little niggas.
Yeah.
And what's so crazy is that's really be what it be. That's not the first time in hip hop this has happened. Rest in peace to ODB. Like this is not the first time. Like drugs has derailed an otherwise good person.
Yep.
So for me, man, hip hop is in. No, this is not 2018 when we had Victory Lap and we got Daytona and we got Astro World and we got what was J-Rock's album? Redemption.
Man. Yep, Redemption.
And even Cardi B's Invasion of Privacy. Like those are 5 of the top 100 hip hop albums fucking ever, possibly. Like
I'm gonna say
Oh,
Daytona. I think it was 2018 too, and you know how
yeah,
I
they
feel
all
about
too,
Daytona.
because they were all up for best hip hop album
Yep.
in the same year. So it's like whoever won, I wasn't gonna be mad.
Yep. Yep.
Because even when Cardi won, I was like, I can't even be mad. So.
Yeah, her music. I remember specifically saying, you know what, I'm gonna listen to her album and see how I feel. And I remember coming out and like, that was pretty good. I
That's
got through it. I was
hard,
like, it
nigga.
wasn't that bad. I could dig this, man. Cause she, and I think that's to the point I brought up earlier about female hip hop artists. Like, although she is talking about the same thing, like, and I mentioned her name earlier, it's all a different vibe. Like, you can get into certain parts of what she talk about and be like, okay, if nothing else, this sound good. Like, I can get into this and it sound good.
I'm sorry, I did not mention any female rappers who I fuck with heavy right now. I'm fucking with Armani Caesar.
Mm-hmm.
I fucks with Lotto. And that damn Lola Brooks, who is
Yeah.
the height of anybody's Barbie doll. She literally looks like a Bratz doll walking. That she hard as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, oh, I'm fucking with this. This is just some gut ass New York shit. This is every once in a while you need one of them. You know, Ice Spices. You know, she cool or whatever. But you every once in a while you just need that grunge from a New York rap artist. I mean, any male or female.
Yep.
Yeah, she bringing that right now.
Yep. Well, I'll say for me, excuse me, this year, I don't know. I've been finding myself listening to a lot of ignorant shit this year. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you, but I don't know. It's just one of those things where I really like the feeling of it because it feels genuine. It feels like these people are hungry. Even if they lyrically are getting better over time, I feel like you can still hear that hunger in their voice. Like, nah, I want to be the best. So for me, man, Nutty he been heavy in rotation for me this year.
Oh yeah, woo!
Like,
Shout out to Noodle, man.
he been having the hits on deck. My cousin been putting me on to a lot of his stuff. Money Man is another one. I listen to a
How could
lot
I
of Money
forget Money
Man.
Man?
I listen to a lot of Money Man. This nigga in a record, he was like, man, it's plant-based in this here. It's a vegan trap. I was like, oh man.
That's somebody else with a message too. The
Talking
kids need Money Man.
right, talking about the trap being vegan. Like, okay, all right, okay. Nah, shoot, maybe I need to stop me. Maybe I need to go vegan. I don't know. Key Glock, like you mentioned before, heavy on him in rotation. 42 Doug. 42 Doug. Free 42 Doug. He ain't do it. But all in all, man, when I hear that whistle, I'm like, oh nah, I gotta sit down, man. I gotta put the seatbelt on, man. Cause it's about to be we about to hear some shit.
Him and ESTG. Ooh.
Yep. Cause that project they put out together, people would sleep. That
is yet to leave my rotation.
Yep, mine neither, man. I tell you somebody else who is like one of the real, you talk about young niggas. One of the real young niggas I found myself finding like, oh snap, he be rapping his ass off on the low. That's a Lil Tyler. I don't know. You ever heard Lil Tyler before?
I have, but I ain't really listened to him.
I heard him on Law and Order. If you get his chance, let's look up Law and Order by Lil Tyler. You will be blown away by what he did on that beat, on that sample. I heard it, man. I couldn't stop playing that shit for 2 weeks. I couldn't. Like, it was just stuck. Like, and he rapped too. He one of those dudes like Kodak. He from Florida too. So that's why I put him right there with Kodak, where if you not really listening and you so focused on the accent and how he talk, you won't get lost. But he rapping. And somebody that you put me on to, but I had to go and do some digging myself, was, and damn, now that I said to Dave, I just added this, another motherfucking song he put out the other day. Sauce Walker.
Ooh!
Sauce motherfucking Walker.
Damn, how I forget about Sauce Walker.
I heard him put out on a song that he put out a couple weeks ago with Conway.
Woo! That dangerous danger boy.
That's the name of it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I was like, damn. Like
Sauce Walker can rap.
it's very far in between where we hear Conway rap with somebody and we like Conway didn't, we can't say Conway had the best verse. But this is one of
Rare.
them ones where I was like, I might have to give it to Sauce Walker on this one, dog.
Bruh. So, talk about sleep. The world is sleep on Sauce Walker, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nah, because of his antics, people get caught up in all that extra shit. No, Sauce Walker can rap for real. His last album that he dropped around Christmas, banger after banger after banger after banger after banger. Like I am at the Church of Sauce. I promise. I frequent the Church of Sauce.
Oh man, that's funny. Oh, like I said, because you put me on, because me in terms of music, and I found myself doing this. Maybe I'm just old at this point. I don't know. I found myself listening to the people that I like and kind of leaving the shit that I don't like in the background. And so I really listen to you, and this is why people need to listen to Stay With It, because this man is the plug for the music. If you want the bars, go to this man.
We coming with all the shit. Come
If
on,
you
come on.
want the ignorant shit, go to this man.
Come on.
Cause he will give it to you straight, and he ain't gonna bullshit you. If he said if it's some ignorant shit, he gonna let you know, hey man, this is some ignorant shit. I apologize, Grandma. I apologize. This is some ignorant shit, but it's nice as hell. Yep. So that's it. And then can't forget about Benny. You know,
yeah,
we Benny and Westside Gun, man. I don't even have the words. Two of my favorite rappers, period, right now, honestly.
Yeah. I feel like I'm beating a dead horse with Griselda. I didn't even bring them up. I feel like that's with me, that is just standard. We know I fuck with all 97 of them niggas. That's Stove God Cooks. Yeah,
yep.
Yeah, them niggas is. I did bring up Armani and Rome Streets, but
yes. To Rome Streets, that last project that he put out. Oof.
That's just how deep them Griselda niggas go, though.
Yes. It's crazy how they've went in that underground lane, like you were speaking about, and really established themselves not only as the most stylish ass motherfuckers in the game, because they got their own clothes. Motherfucker Westside Gun out here with damn wrestling belts, bringing that back to the culture. And I'm a wrestling head, so I was like, yes. But also just the art, man, because he really out here using art and bringing it, that class, not only to people like us who we college educated, we have a fondness for the art, but to the streets, man, because we see the streets. There's love for that in the streets, but they don't always get to really experience that or even get to see it. But for him to put that out there and really make an emphasis, like, nah, you got to really be into the art, because that's truly where the money is at. That and them damn watches.
I genuinely, when I say this, I'm so dead ass. I feel like Westside Gun is the biggest renaissance man in hip hop since Kanye West.
Ooh.
Him and his boys from Buffalo shifted the culture in a way that only I think Kanye since Kanye, because Kanye is the one who flipped it into the backpackers and in the way he had it. Conway and them brought it back to them bars. They brought bars. The bars was, we were literally, they saved us. Griselda single-handedly, I believe, because we had other niggas giving us bars. We did.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like they strictly did bars. And they came and saved us from the mumble rap era. I dead ass believe that.
Oh man, no, the mumble rap era won't. Looking back on it, it wasn't as bad. It wasn't as bad as I thought if I go back and listen to that old music. But I see where you're coming from. I see where you're coming
I
from with
mean,
that.
I'm not talking about the Migos. Anybody that originated this shit, that was their lane, and they were supposed to be the only niggas to do it. Them and Thug and like Yachty to a degree, right? Everybody else when that we was getting out of hands with the little Zans and the flip flops, and it was getting wild. Griselda saved, bro. I genuinely did like that whole movement. That's the biggest Renaissance movement in hip hop since Kanye West.
I can't disagree with you. I really can't. I can't disagree with you at all. I'm with you. I'm with you, man. And like you said, and like this whole stream is trying to do is we're really trying to let people know about hip hop in 2023 and the fact that and like I said with your video earlier that really inspired me to even want to come up with this topic tonight. Just the different lanes and the different people and everything that's out there. You just got to seek it out. And even if you ain't gonna be going, if you don't want to pay for Apple Music at this point, first, hey, if you don't want to pay for Apple Music, that's fine. But you got YouTube, you got all these places, and even if you don't know an artist, look at the albums, look at the names of the songs. Go out there and find those artists because there's so many artists. Even if we're talking about on a smaller scale, someone to me that I really appreciate that I stumbled upon on Twitter, Akeem Ali. Like he got a whole different like swag. You know what I'm saying? Uh, what's my other man's name? Rex. I want to find his name because I don't want to butcher his name because it got a longer name. Rex Life Rage. That's somebody else I stumbled upon on Twitter. I was like, man, this dude is talented. I really like his music. Like, we got to get back to giving those people they shine, not just with the radio, because yes, the radio plays a part, but that's industry stuff, man. The industry pays for that. But just on your social media, on your Twitter, man, if you hear a song that you like, share that shit. Don't be stingy with the music. Share that shit. So that all in all, that is really what this stream tonight was about. It was about giving people having real conversation on what's going on in hip hop, because there's many different perspectives, many different views, but there's also many different avenues to find the good hip hop out there.
It is, man. I just encourage people, bro. I encourage people to do two things. Like when you like listening to your favorite artist, go to the recommendations at the bottom of like what you might also like. If you see somebody you might like on there, click that shit. That's how I found people like Mock Hami, the guy Fahim, and damn Navy Blue, Pink Seafood. Like niggas that are really under like the worms under the dirt underground who
Right.
really giving niggas bars. And another thing is like just go to different like on Apple Music, there's a place you can go to like what's charting in other cities,
Yeah,
states,
I like those
countries.
features.
See what's charting in another fucking country.
Yep.
Like you never know. You would be surprised who's charting in these other countries and what you would figure out like, damn, this shit is hard. Like
Right.
expand your musical knowledge, bro. It'll keep you out of this circle of just believing that hip hop is just one thing. Like like all of us are just listening to Young Boy. No. Shout out to
The
him
Tupac
because
of this generation.
but not his impact is of that. But his music is not necessarily.
You got NBA players out here trying to play in the streets, man.
Nah, but hey, when you really think about it though, bro, if you're talking about his temperament and his mood swings, hey, man, Pac had a we all agree that Pac had a different level of knowledge. We're not gonna compare that. But it's we just talking just pure influence to do nut shit. Oh yeah, he is.
Oh man. All right. So before we get out of here, Q, we keep bringing up your new podcast that's starting on Wednesday, right? You putting out the first episode this Wednesday?
Yes, sir. Wednesday. Get ready for it, man. You know what the White House say? Come on, no, y'all, come on. I'm gonna talk. People say they're gonna talk about a little about everything, but my main goal is to bring the stuff to our community that otherwise wouldn't be understood and explain it in layman's terms.
Okay.
Like
Right.
everything going on wrong in the world that's going right over our people's head, bro. It's not as complex as they make it, as they telling you in the news. Like it's not something we can't comprehend as a people, bro. We can, the shit going on in our country and in this world, it can be understood, bro. The things going on with this AI and Apple and metaverse and stocks and bro, it all can be explained in a really simple sense, bro. I'm basically what I'm trying to be. What I'm trying to be is education for dummies. This is what I'm trying to be, okay? Because keep it hot with you, I'm not the smartest nigga in the world, but I learned how to break things down. I'm a movie head, bro. So in my podcast, y'all can hear a lot of movie references, show references, because that's how I explain shit.
Right.
So yeah, just be ready. It's gonna be, you gonna have fun though. Like I plan to have a whole lot of fun on this show. I'm gonna bring y'all artists and music you might have not have never heard before. I'm gonna dig deep into my crates, into my bag to find some. Just put the people on, man. I'm trying to just expand some horizons, bro. Encourage people to travel and eat better, and you know, just be all around better people, bro.
Hey, that's a blessing, man. God bless you for even wanting to put that message out there to the world because, you know, with your platform and what I try to do with my platform, I'm trying to help the people out, man. Because at the end of the day, there's so many podcasts, there's so much media, there's so many things that's out there, but it's about finding the right people to give you real, true life game and not just some shit that is meant to go viral, you know what I'm saying, to get a reaction or to start some think piece or conversation on Twitter or Instagram, but it's about spreading the knowledge and sharing to the world everything because like you just said, everything can be explained so easily and it's we need more brothers like you, like myself, like uh a YouTuber that I like to watch, Carcino for Life, shout out to him, a plethora of other brothers that's out there that is explaining the real world, not just the real world for the people who already know it, but like you said, for the dummies. Because we all dumb. We all dumb at the end of the day. We don't have we sway to this. We don't all have the answers, man. We don't
We
all
know,
have the
man.
answers.
We babies. It was Malcolm. It was Malcolm, bro, that said he never used words above a third grade language when talking to the people. And that's all I'm trying to do, bro. And it's like I ain't going. I'm not. I'm not going to treat y'all like children, like y'all stupid. But I may explain it to you on a level you can relate on. You dig what I'm saying? That's all I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to connect those bridges between the what's up here and what's down here and make us really understand, bro. It's not as far as they've made us believe it is. It ain't. It all can be attained, bro. Just gotta do a very simple thing that I learned in school called opening a book. But we'll get there. We'll get there. Just show up on Wednesday, bro. We'll put you on.
That's a fact. I know I'll be there Wednesday. Definitely gonna be checking that out. Excited to see what my man Q got cooked up for y'all on Wednesday and going forward every Wednesday. And it's a blessing, man. Like I said, congratulations to you. I'm praying for you as you continue this journey. And you always got the platform here too. We're gonna promote, we're gonna make sure that the people see it. And like I said, congratulations, my brother.
Yes, sir, my boy. I appreciate you. We going up.
Oh
This
yeah,
is just the tip of the iceberg.
for sure, for sure. So please, you wanna give people matter of fact, I'll go ahead and pull up the name right here on the Instagram so that way they can see it. Uh go ahead and pull this up for the people. So if you want to stay tuned with what Q's doing, check out his podcast. Y'all can go on the Instagram page at Stay With It Pod. Y'all see it right here. Uh, y'all go ahead and follow that, comment, like, share, subscribe, do all the beautiful things with that, man. Get the numbers up for him and share. Spread the message. That's all we can ask for. And continue to just stay blessed out there. And y'all can follow the Broadcast Network as well. Y'all see the name up there. Also, make sure y'all follow that. more things. I'm gonna continue to do these lives every Monday night, give it to you real raw, and I encourage people to come on and share, give your thoughts. There's gonna be many different topics, many different things that I'm gonna discuss. And yeah, Mondays is for the people, man. We got trying to hear from the people on Monday night. So that's because I want everybody to be heard. That's my platform is nothing without allowing the people to be heard. So please be sure to like, share, subscribe, do all that fun stuff on the Broadcast Network as well. And yeah, man, Hip Hop 2023. We'll see what happens as the year continues, man. Q, appreciate you coming on, my brother.
Yes, sir, my boy. I always appreciate you.
And thank you all for watching, tapping in. God bless y'all. And I'll catch y'all later. Peace.